So, when we think about book covers, people always say don't judge a book by its cover, but we do constantly for people and for books. If I'm looking at a book and I'm like, oh, I wonder if this one's good, I'll look at the cover. Because if the cover is boring, I'm like, no, I know about. But obviously, with books, someone's been paid to like design the cover. Like, what is the cover going to look like? You know, imagery, graphic design, that kind of stuff. We're not at that level, but we kind of have to think on that level. We have to decide, what do we want our cover to be? And I'll go over like the exact things you have to have. But like one thing because I moved out. Oh, it's a good book. It's weird though, so just be warned.
Who spells it like that?
It's like how people, like English people spell color COLOUR. Just a different language.
Oh.
So for me, I found this when I was packing, and I was like, this is awesome. This would be a really cool book cover. And that's actually what, because I'm making 5 of these guys. So I had another gift bag that someone had given me, my friend with the candle. And so I took part of that, and that's going to be a cover. But here's the challenge. What did I do? I just cut it out. What part of my creativity, what part of me with this book did I put on this? Nothing. I just cut it. And that's really where this is going to take time. Because we're going to start today, but we're going to finish tomorrow, because tomorrow's a little bit of a shorter day than normal. But let me show you why. Let me show you how I'm going to grade you guys, and that'll start to kind of make a little bit more sense. Share that page. Okay. So when you look at the instructions, for the grading and stuff, I talk about design quality, and this will come up in all of your projects really. And it's always going to be these 3 ideas: basic, creative, unique. And basic is pretty easy to understand. So if I cut out that gift bag, and that was my cover, looks cool, very nice, but I didn't do anything. You need to solve the problem. Like right now, the problem you guys face is you have to design a book cover. That's the problem. What's your solution? What are you going to do? What are you going to come up with? So the challenge is, if you just do a basic version, well, I just legit just cut out a gift bag. That's only really worth 5 points. You didn't really do too much. You picked it, but you didn't really do too much. Now, let's say you go online. You start looking up ideas. Talk to your friends. You show some people like, hey, what if I did this? Okay, now you're starting to actually research. When we talked about how do you know if something is art, a lot of you talked about time and effort. It took effort, it took time. And that's kind of what might happen today. Like today, you might just be looking up ideas online, which is totally fine. But it's still someone else's idea. So that's why you only get 10 points. Creative, and unique, this tends to be the hardest part, because as your teacher, I'm grading your assignments. And yet, who am I to just tell you, oh no, this isn't unique, this is creative? That's why you're not getting those extra 5 points. You and I will be grading your assignment together. So when this book is done and everyone's working on something else, I'll be pulling you guys into breakout rooms just with me, because I might not see something that you've done because a photo, is only so good, and you'll show me. The difference between the two is that you took a creative idea, a creative solution, and then you made it more complex, more original. So let's say down here I have the same thing. Sometimes you kind of need to start off somewhere. You need to just see what have other people done. That's why I added this link right here on the instructions page. Sometimes you just need to like look and see what's been done, and then make it your own. And that's what's unique. You're not just like Staples or Office Depot. You're not making just a copy, which is creative because you still have to make it. Like, you're not buying this off of eBay or something. So seeing something online and making an exact replica is still creative. You still have to find those things and do it, but it's still just a copy. So you were influenced by something else. Once you take that idea and you make it your own, you change it, you modify, you add to it. Okay, now you're getting into that unique realm. You all have to have your name and the title, Elements and Principles of Design Journal, on the cover. What are you going to do to the cover to switch it up? What are you going to change? So let me show you what I'm doing. Zoom. Nope, that's not it. Get out of here. Okay. So like in what period are we? Fourth? In second period, I went through one of my magazines and I found this really awesome picture. Very cool. I love it. This is just basic. I just found it and cut it out. I do need the title and I do need my name, but still there's nothing really to it. And then during class, I started just to mess with stuff. So I got some wax paper. I think I'm gonna do a moon. And then I also started cutting out other pieces of paper. My challenge, we talked about this a little bit for the truths and goals. My challenge is I'm trying not to look online at anything. I'm trying not to be influenced, which is very hard. I want to see what cool things someone else has done before I start my own. But I'm trying not to. So right now I'm just adding more magazines. So kind of like what Sonia and I were talking about in the beginning. I don't draw. I draw shapes. I draw patterns and stuff, but I'm not I can't just draw an image. I'm a 3D design type of person. I'm not a drawing and painting type of person. But I love doing stuff like this where I'll just start cutting up magazines and start changing them up. And so now this is becoming more unique. I didn't see this online anywhere. It's kind of coming out of my head. I still need to do the title. I don't know if I'm gonna do it here or in the moon. But so that's kind of what we're working on. And it's gonna take a little while. For those of you that are kind of figuring things out, what do you want it to be? How do you want it to look? Even when I was showing you guys this, I don't think I'm gonna use it. Just because, what am I gonna add? This is very cool. I really, really love how this looks. But I need to add to it. It's still just, it's basic in the sense that I didn't do anything. And then what, I'm worried about, maybe if I don't use the shiny side, maybe I could do something with the dull side. Maybe. I don't know. I also have this I'm thinking about using.
Does it matter what we use as the cover?
It does not. So, because let's say you want to draw something. Let's say you guys are really good at drawing and you're well, what if I just take another piece of white paper or line paper and draw something? Do it. What your cover is going to be isn't so much about what paper, it's about the design. That's what I'm gonna look for when I'm grading it. What did you do to the cover to make it? Also, before I forget, your cover and the back cover don't have to be the same. And you're only designing the cover. So the back cover could just be plain. Let's say I'm gonna do something crazy in the front and then the back is just gonna be this piece of paper. That's fine. Your back cover, you can design your back cover, but you don't have to. I'm kind of thinking about taking my Jungle Cruise map and making a cover. I don't know how long this is. So this is your challenge for today. Start your cover. What do you want it to be? Do you have to go find stuff? Do you want to look online? Sometimes you kind of need a jumpstart just to figure out what you're going to make.
Mr. Tunde,
Yes.
so the paper has to be 6 by 6.
That's the smallest it can be. Everyone has to have 6 inches, like 6 inches tall. Like that's as tall as your book can be. But it could be like 6 by 7, 6 by 9, 6 by 11. It can be like a super long book. Yeah, it can't be taller. Yes, I definitely want you guys to be as creative as possible for your covers. Even with your alternative pages, you know, go wild, go crazy.
There's a trend. Does the cover need to be hard?
No, it's gonna be soft, like a paperback. Because excuse me, we're gonna sew it just like your pages. You can definitely use stickers, yeah. Don't forget you have to have the title and your name. So just like as long as you, and the title doesn't have to be very big, you know, it's really your design, how you want the title to go. Like I'm designing my cover, but I don't know where the title is going to go yet. Who knows? Or what style the title is going to be. But yeah, you can definitely use stickers. Washi tape is really cool, a cool thing to use. So you have your 21 white, your 5 alternative, and now you're working on your cover. So the cover can be like you could use the same material that you use for the alternative pages. Like let's say you did line paper, you can use that same paper as your cover. It needs to be soft, but the challenge with the cover is you got to design it. Like if you want to get all the points for that part of the book, you got to do something a little bit more than just line paper or even if you use the like if you have copy paper, extra copy paper, you can like draw on it, color it.
What is the title gonna be? Like anything
The
or?
title, no, well, your name for sure. The title is on the instructions, so like I'll tell it to you right now. But if you're like, what? The title is gonna be Elements and Principles of Design Journal, and then your name.
Okay.
What? Yeah, it's a lot. So if you go into the agenda, yesterday was Monday. I have the instructions, the link there for the Google Doc, and it says the title in there. Like if you go down to cover or whatever.